Good morning all. Today we are going to study about the bones. So in this we are going to see about the skeletal bone. In that totally in our body have 206 bones. In 206 bones we are going to divide the bones into two types, which is called as axial bones and appendicular bones. So in axial bones there are 80 bones and in appendicular bones there are 126 bones. In axial bones we are mainly focusing on the cranial system, and which covers the skull and the facial bones. The skull and the facial bones almost have 14 bones and the skull have 8 bones. In skull we are saying about frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital and the other bones of the skull. And in facial bones we will be covering a major bones called as maxilla, mandible, zygomatic bones and the hyoid bones. The hyoid bone is a bone which is present on the neck region. And then we will be focusing about the vertebral bones. In vertebral bones, we have cervical bones of 7, thoracic bones of 12, sacrum of 1, coccyx 1 and the lumbar bones of 5. Here I am showing about the bones. In cervical, we will be seeing about the which is called as the neck bone. We have 7 bones. In thoracic, we have about 12 bones. The lumbar is called as the hip region or the back region, which have 5 bones. And the sacrum is a fusing of 5 bones together. And you have a tail bone which is called as a coccyx bones. These all comes under axial bones. And the next bone is called as sternum bones and the ribs. This thoracic cage will also comes under the axial bones. So in thoracic we have 24 bones present here in the cavity, in which the first 7 bones which is fused with the sternum, which is called as true ribs. And the last 3 ribs, that is 8th, 9th and the 10th rib is fusing with the sternum together and also with the adjacent ribs also. So this is called as a false ribs. And you can see the another rib which is called as a floating rib, which is present on the back side. It is attached with the thoracic cavity only. It is not articulated with the sternal region. So these 2 bones are called as a false ribs and the floating ribs. So these are the bones which comes under the axial. In axial, we have seen the cranial bones, we have seen the ribs, sternum bones and the vertebral bones and the hyoid bones, which all comes under axial. And also you have an auditory ossicles, which are the ear bones. There are 3 ear bones in each ear, which is called as malleus, incus and the stapes. And finally, we will be seeing about the appendicular bones. In appendicular bones, we will be seeing about 2 things, which is called as girdles. You have a shoulder or the pectoral girdle and the pelvic girdle. In pectoral girdle, you have 2 forms of bones, which is called as sacrum and another one is called as a collar bone, or it's called as clavicle. So this collar bone is also called as a beauty bone. And this sacrum is called as a shoulder blade. And you have seen about the pelvic girdle. This pelvic girdle has 2 forms of bones to be fusing together on each side. In pelvic girdle, you have 3 types of bones: ilium, ischium and pubis, or the 3 regions of those. This is called as a pubic region, and there are each a lot of foramen for articulation of the lower limb of the bones. And in upper limb, now we are going to see about different bones, which is called as humerus bone and radius bone and ulnar bones. And in wrist region, we have almost 8 forms of bones. And this region is called as metacarpals and this region is called as phalanges. In metacarpals, we have 5 forms of bones, and in phalanges, we have almost 14 bones in each hands. So totally of 28 bones of phalanges, 10 of the metacarpals and 16 of the carpal bones. And in the lower region, we have a femur bone, which is the longest bone in your body. And you have a patella, which is the bone, which is also called as a sesamoid bone, which attaches with the tibial part with the help of ligament. So that it is called as sesamoid bones. And you have another bone which is called as a tibial bone and the fibular bone. And finally, you have the ankle region, which is called as tarsals. And you have metatarsals and the phalanges. So tarsals is of 7 bones in each leg, and metatarsals is of 5 bones, and phalanges is of 14 bones. All together forms an 126 bones of appendicular bones. So in 206 we have seen about appendicular of 126.